In this video I will be continuing the Trees at Peace quest. I just noticed that the light from that shines through here. I don't know if that happens in real life. I'll claim my daily stuff first. Wait, why is there so much stuff here? What's for events ending? Okay, I'll continue the quest now. I'm ready. Let me help. I got to the second part of this. It's after I blew up all those planets. What I just experienced was at the first half of Chadwick's life, but his memory isn't over yet. Let's take a look at what happened to him after. This is the second part of his life. What's this room? I do really like this room. It's very interesting, going up the walls and stuff. Oh, Patchsoka, it's you again. Now, you've experienced half of my life and learned about my story. How many people did the imaginary pulse kill? I'm not sure what to make of you. A number that I try my best every day to forget. Ever since that day, I haven't dared to look into the mirror even once. I'm worried I might see a monster, a murderer who has killed countless people and ruined even more lives. That day in the control room was the last I saw Dudley. Perhaps it's true that pawns don't deserve to be mentioned, just like how he put it. After that, I disbanded the team and left the lab. I managed to take some crucial data with me, keep them from falling into the wrong hands. I later learned from others that the higher-ups of the technology department who ordered the imaginary implosion pulse detonation were subjected to internal review. They were never heard of again. But I knew that the IPC wouldn't let that matter rest. The result of our research was way too valuable. Although they released a statement condemning the detonation, they would never really give up the technology related to it. They needed me to control the knowledge and keep it out of reach of other factions across the universe, so they would always be breathing down my neck. So I decided to escape, not wanting to live the rest of my life being controlled by others. a name came to mind when I needed help the most. We only met once, but he saw through my hypocrisy and excuses. Screw them. Yes, I made up my mind to look for him, thinking that he could help me rebel against the IPC. This is the story of the latter part of my life. Got a puzzle to do here. I get to walk up the walls again. It's always fun doing this. And the music actually changes when you do this. Walk up the walls. Once upon a time, when there was no interaction between different worlds, some civilizations were already in possession of weapons powerful enough to destroy themselves. Out of fear of power, they established complicated rules, laws and regulations in an attempt to prevent these self-unmaking devices from falling into the hands of the insane or the violent. When the starry seas later became interconnected by winding routes, the exchange of technology and resources began. New weapons, many times more powerful than the original ones, emerged one after another. Bewilderingly, those complicated rules in place to limit the abuse of weapons became increasingly simplified as more and more powerful weapons are invented. People were more tolerant of weapons when they were used against enemies. Let's say there was a faraway planet where its people were being ravaged by ferocious flames, with their cries echoing throughout the sky. Yet, for you and I, lying beneath the tree and gazing at the sky, the planet would be just another star plucked by someone from many others. Okay. I don't really know what that means. I got one piece though. Oh, let's screw them there. Screw them as in the jigsaw puzzle. Oh, I need to get over there. Can I just go behind the IPC guy? He didn't even notice me. He's too busy. What's he actually doing? He's looking at some screen. Wisdom. What a perplexing word. Some see it as the answer to every problem and the ultimate of all virtues. However, many of those with extraordinary intellect are troubled by secular problems. Is it because the geniuses are too arrogant? Or is it because jealousy gets the better of the mundane? No one has an answer for that. Only one thing is irrefutable. Wisdom can coexist with selfish desires. I think I need to get up here next. did Zendar see when he was recording tomes of the imaginary tree in his strange and ancient language? When I was little and first discovered the imaginary fairies, what came to my mind was the image of a dense forest, not of a huge tree. After going through so many things, I still find it hard to believe that the foundation of the universe is a giant tree that nurtures countless leaves, selflessly and voluntarily. I prefer to see each planet as a seed carried by the wind that happens to land on the soil. The seeds then begin to take root and grow bigger, eventually forming a forest. The universe isn't concerned with our presence, it merely exists and observes. You gotta get over there now. Back to the puzzle. Wait, how do I get down there again? I think it's this one. And I was correct. Oh, I need to turn it. Screw them, I finally found you. We haven't seen each other for years. Dr. Chadwick, please forgive me for not telling you that I feel sorry for your plight. I know you have long seen it coming. I brought this upon myself. After all these years, I no longer have to be reminded of that. I need help, Mr. Screwlam. I can tell you're driven to a corner, as you're still willing to ask me after going through all those hardships. Planet Screwlam can be your temporary shelter if you need it. No way. I've pledged to myself never to involve any more innocent people in this matter. No matter where I hide, the IPC will find me. It's just a matter of time. I can't be on the run forever, so I need to fight back in some way. I've heard that a genius has developed a secret drug capable of blocking parts of the consciousness and memory of a person. I've never been close with anyone from the Genius Society, so I need you to pull the strings for me. The selective blocking agent. I've heard of it. I suppose it's the brainchild of that eccentric pharmacist. Indeed, that lady has no dealings with the IPC, so the risk of her selling you out is low. Question. Do you think this is a surefire solution? All I'm certain is that it is the smallest price to pay. As long as I can forget the knowledge temporarily, the IPC will have no means to extract it from my brain. As for whatever I'll be going through, I deserve it. Everyone must be accountable for their actions, and facing the consequences is part and parcel of the process. I understand. Dr. Chadwick, I'll get you that drug. You're finally honest with yourself, Doctor. I'm glad for you for that achievement alone. I hope with all my heart that you can pull through these tough times. Is this Misha's room? Why is there a... What is this? There's something like sucking the room up from the roof. The Dr. Chadwick in front of you is an advanced age. He looks very similar to how he was when you first met him. He still has those contemplative eyes, now tinged with a hint of gloominess. He can't seem to sense your presence. Perhaps you can take a look around the room first. Well, he was looking at me. Doesn't that mean he could sense my presence? The desk before the old man is stacked with unsent letters. On a letter cover, written in hasty handwriting, unauthorized send request, return recommended. A few books are scattered on the floor. You peer at the names, and are certain they have nothing to do with Chadwick's specialization nor research subjects. You find it hard to believe that that old man would be interested in Shanjo Vidyadhara folk music theory, or perhaps he must have lived here for too long. Oh, it's just the door. One wonders what's inside the safe on the wall. It could be completely empty, because the Cauldron Chadwick right here has no secrets he can hide. Professor Chadwick has been placed under house arrest here. I should go talk to him. Doctor, can you feel me? Did they send their guys over again? Who is sent here makes no difference. I've said time and time again that I'm no longer of use to you guys. You took the selective blocking agent. How did you know? I get it. This isn't reality. And you aren't an IPC lackey, are you? Wonderful. It's been so long since I had a normal conversation with someone. I don't need anything here. As they'll get me whatever I want. I'm just deprived of freedom. What have they done? At first, they pretended to be friendly with me. They tempted me with valuables and promises in return for my knowledge, all to no avail. Eventually they lost their patience and started forcing me to read articles related to the theory of imaginary application. But the drug was surprisingly effective. Not only did it block my access to the related knowledge in my mind, but also hampered my ability to learn the knowledge. Much later on, they accepted the fact that I had been reduced to a useless old man. Starting from some point in time, they changed their strategy and decided to just wait for my death. I'm sorry to hear that. You don't have to. It's the price I have to pay. The passing of time and the increased pain seem to have alleviated my guilt, which is the only good thing about being confined here. What will happen next? I've gathered bits and pieces of info from the people they sent. Combined with my own deduction, I believe the IPC might be scheming to tamper with my memoria left in my brain after the death of my physical body. They probably think that no matter how tight-lipped I am now, whatever remains of my dead body will be at their disposal. I'm scared, youngster. I'm worried that all the precautions I've taken so far will be negated upon my demise. At this rate, IPC will one day regain control of the imaginary pulses technology and monopolize it. My efforts will all be in vain when the time comes. Please allow me to rebuke that, Doctor. Your effort isn't in vain. Here we are again, Dr. Chadwick. Screw them? I never thought I could see you again. I once thought so too. Life is so unpredictable, but has eventually shown us its benevolent side. I'm here to tell you that your effort isn't in vain. Even after the death of your physical body, you're still safeguarding your knowledge, leaving no chance for those harboring ulterior motives. It isn't the effect of the drug, but the ingrained dedication and perseverance in your consciousness. That's great. It couldn't be better. You know what, Scrollum? I've always regretted not listening to the voice inside me when we first met. It's just a simple phrase, but I haven't been able to say it. It's probably time I hear it myself now. Say it, Chadwick. Life is fleeting, and many reach the end with regrets. I can't say your life is a happy one, but it is at least complete when this moment takes place. I joined the experiment not for a good cause, but for myself. I wanted my talents and expertise to be seen by the world, and that's it. Thank you, Scrollum, and you, I feel much better. Probably never better. You've been through a lot, Dr. Chadwick. Now, if you don't mind, please let us be with you as you make your way to the end. I fixed his emo dial, but he's dying. Help Dr. Chadwick to his feet. I stood up very quickly. I've not gathered too many opinions on this matter. However, there's one lady's assessment that I believe I can convey on her behalf. In a few short years, Cole, you hear Dr. Chadwick's satisfied laugh and he no longer speaks. Why is it going so fast? I can't read all of that in like 1 second. Let's wake up, Miss Patchsoka. New message? Thank you, Miss Patchsoka. You managed to unravel the mystery surrounding Dr. Chadwick and gave him freedom. I didn't do anything. He is not in the dreamscape. You were the first person that was both willing and able to help him. That alone was plenty. I found a way to convince the family to bring the remnants of Chadwick's memorial to Herta Space Station. As the witness to the completion of his life, I would like to invite you to pay your final respects, should you wish to, that is. I'll be there. Soon. Miss Herta and I shall await you in the seclusion zone. Okay, I guess I'm going to Herta Space Station then. These are my... what are they called? I created these things. Yeah. Innocent honeybean primitaru. I think I've already got all of these. Yeah, I have them all. And I also have max research level. Where's Phlogiston there? It is also here. Welcome back, Madam Patchsoka. 2 amber eras later, Dr. Chadwick is finally freed. He is now with us. Why is he in the dream? How did he end up like this? What Dr. Chadwick dreaded the most became reality. After his demise, the IPC extracted the memoria in his brain with the advanced technology provided by the Garden of Recollection and sealed it away in a memory bubble. They must have prepared for it in advance, as the process took place right after his death, so fast that even his consciousness in his final moment was preserved. That step alone wasn't enough, as the memoria preserved that way was, in essence, a stagnant pool. If it remained inactive for too long a time, what was there in the water would eventually die out. Therefore, the IPC came up with a solution, sending Chadwick to Penacony to maintain the activity of the memoria. Speculation: the technology department must have struck some kind of deal with the family. Under the family's supervision, Dr. Chadwick wandered in the dreamscape for 2 amber eras. If it weren't for you, Madam Patchsoka, their supervision would continue. What about now? I think it's time for Dr. Chadwick to rest. This is such a miracle. It's hard to believe he has managed to resist the IPC until now with that little consciousness remaining in his memoria. I was right about him back then. He's always been a genius, Madam Herta. But he isn't always this determined. Science and technology is not good or evil. For the past 100 years, he has been trying to redeem himself for a fault he had when he was young. When Patchsoka told me about him, I thought I'd finally have a chance to learn about his research. It's a pity that things turned out this way. Those devices are used to maintain the vitality of the memory bubble temporarily. By turning them off, Dr. Chadwick will be able to enter the peaceful slumber. Madam Patchsoka, let's pay our final respects to him together. Can I talk to him? No, I can't. Before you lies more than just a lifeless machine. It embodies a third of a Cauldron Chadwick's existence. Deactivate the life-sustaining system. You hoped for a response from the world to the departure of this brilliant mind, yet all that lingers is a profound silence in the air. I don't know you very well, Doctor. We've known each other for a century, yet we've only met 3 times. Nevertheless, please allow me to address you as a friend. Deactivate the life-sustaining system. I understand this may not be much of a consolation, but in my calculations, your research had the potential to save billions of lives. Regrettably, the error has slipped through our fingers like sand. Prior to the onset of an actual disaster, all we can do is pray that the discerning gaze of Noose may turn toward the next cauldron Tabwick. And the last one. Well, should I also say something? Dr. Chadwick, although I've never met you in person, I deeply admire your intellect and research. You know, I don't usually give compliments, but our field of study share many commonalities. You work on the theory of imaginary applications has sparked my inspiration on more than one occasion, and I have to say, it's even made me, a tad jealous. It's a shame we never had the chance to work together. From what I've heard from Screwy and that troublemaker, you've had your share of hardships in your lifetime. Rest in peace, Doc. Deactivate the life-sustaining system. Phew. Is it over? Well, it's a calm conclusion for Dr. Chadwick in his later years. This would count as quite a significant luxury. I never imagined it'd be bidding farewell to his fellow society member in person. It feels rather peculiar. It's a real pity. If only I'd realized 2 amber errors earlier. Madam Herta. Madam Herta. Who is it? Did you all hear that voice just now? Is the space station haunted? Calm down, both of you. I heard that voice too. Could it be the residual consciousness of Dr. Chadwick? Herta. Please, come closer. It's happening again. This time it seems quieter. Speculation. Dr. Chadwick's self-awareness still lingers faintly. It's making an eager effort to communicate with us. Madam Herta, Madam Patchsoka, let's get closer. Madam Herta. Does he know her? I'm listening, Doctor. If there's anything else you want to say, now's the time. I'm honored. My research, my knowledge, I will leave behind. Please accept. Wait, are you saying Memoria is dissipating? Please come closer. Touch foreheads. I understand, Doctor. Herta's puppet takes a step forward, pressing the forehead against the trembling Can I see? Yes, I can see here. Herta's puppet takes a step forward, pressing her forehead against the trembling memory bubble. The memory bubble, which still holds traces of Chadwick's consciousness, ruptures in an instant, and a few seconds later Herta opens her eyes. Cauldron Chadwick. It's absolutely infuriating. He was nothing more than an ordinary person with a lifespan in just a few decades, yet he managed to achieve such astonishing feats. What did he say to you? Everything. In that brief moment, he entrusted all of his life's work to me. It appears that in the final moments of his life, Cauldron Chadwick chose to place his trust in you, Madam Herder, even though the two of you had never met before. The reasoning behind organic life is truly unpredictable. Nevertheless, the impulses of organic life frequently embody a grand and romantic poetry that never fails to leave me in awe. Remarkable, truly remarkable. Tens of thousands of formulas and equations are flashing through my mind right now. I've never imagined there could be such a way to analyze the problem. From imaginary overflow to imaginary implosion, from theory of application, from a mere paper to a birth of the imaginary pulse. Ah, what did you see, Madam Herder? I saw the final words he left behind. To Madam Herder, while I've held my position during my lifetime, given the resources of the IPZ possesses, they will inevitably discover the means and techniques to reproduce the imaginary implosion pulse. The die was cast at the moment the imaginary pulse was created. Every corner of the universe is destined to be on guard against its threats. I can't turn back time, but there's still one thing I can do. I can entrust my knowledge and technology to those who are worthy, thereby establishing the groundwork for a deterrent system robust enough to counterbalance the IPC's might. My life is nearing its conclusion, yet from this moment forward, I aspire to be an unyielding blade eternally poised above tyranny and malevolence. News to get contained scholar. That's the quest done. So Herder got all his knowledge. According to my calculations, Cauldron Chadwick's research could have saved hundreds of millions of lives. There appears that this outcome has been extremely high rate of becoming reality. May you find eternal peace among the sea of trees, Doctor. To think he would entrust his life's work to me. Did he not know the space station was connected with the IPC? But his wishes, they must be honoured. Find a way to circumvent the IPC's surveillance then. With my reputation as the genius on the line, I will surely get this done for Dr. Cauldron Chadwick. Well, Herder and Scroolum were the only ones who were actually here. So, well, I was here too, but so you could have only told the information to one of us. That was an interesting quest. The good deeds a man has done. Witness the struggling life of a scientist. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.